Today on the Morning Edition, evacuated areas grow as statewide fire activity increases. The latest in Alaska's fire season as the state's preparedness level elevates to a 4. Plus, state lawmakers are questioning the role Alaska plays in holding ICE detainees, with some calling the state's position legally risky, while other members skipped the meeting they characterized as simply a show. And later, a pair of roller coaster riding retirees raced to break a personal record for a personal love. 2,000 rides on their favorite track as the Morning Edition starts right now. Good Monday morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us today. That is quite the endeavor.
I love a roller coaster, but 2,000 rides?
On the same one, I think, too. It's their favorite roller coaster.
I guess you'd know every twist and turn of that roller coaster.
Do you have a favorite roller coaster?
Probably it would go to Goliath at Six Flags over Georgia.
Okay,
or
cool.
Superman.
Oh, I've never been
Those
there.
were one of the first 2 roller coasters I rode that actually made me fall in love with it.
I'm really picky about roller coasters, so.
Well, when it comes to rides, we all have our favorite ones to enjoy. As well as if you're a fan of sunshine, not really going to be the case this week. I know there's some who enjoy the cloudier conditions and cooler weather, and that will be the week for you as we are going to see temperatures this week largely staying in the 50s and the 60s. We do have those overcast skies to start off your work week. We are going to see a chance for some drizzle this morning with some showers staying with us throughout the day. We're currently at 51 degrees. Temperatures across South Central will be about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than what we did see for a large portion of last week. And of course, we did officially hit that 70-degree reading late last week as well. 52 in Golcana, 52 as well in Talkeetna. We do have some sunshine breaks for Anchorage as well as Golcana. Elsewhere, though, you can see those overcast skies with us. And while we are going to hold on to some rain showers, nothing organized will build in across South Central. It's really just going to be some isolated to scattered rain showers that remain with us. We do have a better chance for some rain as you head north of the Alaska range. This comes from some thunderstorm development we did see late yesterday evening. That continues to weaken as it pulls off towards the northwest, but we are going to keep additional rounds of some rain showers and possible thunderstorms for areas of the interior today, but a lot less thunderstorm activity to be expected across the state. Here across South Central, a chance for showers remains with us this week. Of course, today and tomorrow will bring the better opportunity through the rest of the week. We'll just see possible spot showers in the forecast. The overall trend, though, favoring those cooler conditions. And we will warm upper 50s, lower 60s today across South Central. What we're going to be watching here over the next couple of days, though, is those wildfire acres, which now exceeding 100,000 acres. In fact, we're approaching 200,000 acres. Cooler weather stays with us this week with some rain showers across the state. I'll have more on that 7-day forecast coming up.
In this morning's top story, agencies monitoring wildfires in Alaska have decided to elevate the state from preparedness level 3 to level 4. That means more resources are going to be diverted to help fight the fires. The preparedness levels only go up to 5. Multiple fires across Alaska are prompting evacuation notices, with many happening in the interior. The Division of Forestry and Fire Protection is reminding people that this is the time of year to be extra careful.
People just need to be safe in all of their activities. If they have a campfire and enjoy a campfire, they need to ensure that that campfire is totally out when they're done with it. And please don't leave your campfires unattended. Always be paying attention to what's going on.
An increase of fire activity on the Bear Creek fire over the weekend has called for an update to evacuation levels and a closure of the Parks Highway from milepost 259 to 278. This is a look at the Fairbanks North Star Borough's evacuation map. All areas in green are in ready status, yellow areas are in set status, and red areas are in go status, meaning leave now. Head to our website where we have the latest developments in a live blog updated daily with updates on Alaska's wildfire season. In the Mat-Su, flooding is bringing headaches to property owners and residents. The Matanuska River flooded over the weekend, causing waters to rise along the Glen Highway. DOT contractors worked Sunday on emergency protective measures. The flooding is causing issues to properties, power lines, and the bike path on the highway in the area of Maud Road, but the borough says people were able to travel on the highway as usual. Repairs are expected to take about a week or 2. A man is dead and 2 others injured after a Sunday morning shooting in Spenard, according to the Anchorage Police Department. APD responded to the 1700 block of West 32nd Avenue around 7:30 a.m. to find 2 adults with trauma to the upper body. They were taken to the hospital and are expected to survive. Another man, also with trauma to the upper body, was found in a separate location around 9 a.m. He died at the scene. APD says there is no public safety threat related to this investigation. Alaska State Troopers say a hiker in Juneau fell to his death Saturday, according to an online dispatch. 64-year-old William Milks was walking along the Salmon Creek Trail with a group when witnesses say he tripped, lost his footing, and fell over 100 feet off the side of the trail. Juneau Mountain Rescue personnel responded to the location where they found Milks dead. Today, President Donald Trump is expected to meet with his national security team 2 days after the U.S. military launched strikes on 3 Iranian nuclear sites. The Pentagon says more than 125 aircraft, including B-2 bombers, were used in the mission and its goals were accomplished. Now the U.S. is pushing for peace and a return to negotiations with Iran, even as the president and his top advisors voice differing viewpoints on whether there should be a regime change. Bradley Blackburn has more from New York.
This morning, mixed messages on Iran. On social media Sunday, President Donald Trump wrote, "It's not politically correct to use the term regime change, but if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change?" He posted hours after his Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, said this on CBS News Face the Nation.
What we are focused on is not the changing of the regime. Okay, that's up to the Iranian people.
Saturday's strikes on 3 Iranian nuclear sites were codenamed Operation Midnight Hammer. A White House official tells CBS News President Trump gave the final go-ahead from Marine One that same day during a call with Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
The battle damage assessment is ongoing, but our initial assessment, as the chairman said, is that all of our precision munitions struck where we wanted them to strike and had the desired effect.
Satellite images show the aftermath of the strikes on Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. The president claimed on social media that monumental damage was done, with the largest damage far below ground level.
I knew in advance.
Yesterday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu acknowledged that he was given a heads up about the strikes. He says his country is close to achieving its goals in the conflict as Israel and Iran continue trading strikes. Anti-war protests popped up around the U.S. Sunday as the White House now calls for diplomacy with Iran over its nuclear program. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Iran has vowed to respond to the U.S. strikes. President Trump says any retaliation from Iran will be met with force for far greater than Saturday's strikes. Meantime, Alaska's delegation is responding to the bombings. Senator Lisa Murkowski posted on social media over the weekend saying the strikes make it, quote, clear that the international community will not tolerate a nuclear-armed Iran. And Senator Sullivan posted a video on social media saying the bombings were about deterrence. Here's part of what he had to say.
The president meant what he said. Iran is never going to get a nuclear bomb. I want to commend the president and his national security team on the difficult but important decision they just made to take out additional Iran nuclear weapons capabilities.
Sullivan also says he will be introducing Golden Dome legislation. Representative Nick Begich expressed similar sentiments to the senators, saying in part that the president was right to strike Iran and, quote, weakness invites aggression, strength restores peace. Governor Dunleavy kept his comments short, reposting President Trump's social media comments and thanking him for his decisive action to prevent Iran from building a nuclear weapon. The State Department has issued a travel warning for Americans traveling overseas. They're urging Americans to use worldwide caution for any travel. On their website, travel.state.gov, a statement reads, the conflict between Israel and Iran has resulted in disruptions to travel and periodic closure of the airspace across the Middle East. There is the potential for demonstrations against U.S. citizens and interests abroad. The Department of State advises U.S. citizens worldwide to exercise increased caution. The last worldwide caution was issued in May of 2024. They asked travelers to check their website for any updates. Meantime, Alaska's state lawmakers are clashing over Alaska's role in holding ICE detainees. During a packed hearing in Anchorage Friday, Democrats called the practice legally risky and pressed the state's corrections commissioner for answers on the rights of nearly 40 detainees held at the Anchorage Correctional Complex. The commissioner defended the state's actions, saying all legal requirements are being met. Republicans skipped the hearing, calling it a political show.
What's really important with this hearing is just acknowledging and responding to the amount of public feedback on the Anchorage Correctional Complex holding ICE detainees and trying to figure out what.
In a statement, one of the Republican members who did not attend the meeting, House Minority Leader Mia Costello, said in a statement, resisting ICE agents as they do their jobs and advocating for sanctuary state-type policies is currently a priority for the Democratic Party, but it has no place in Alaska. No interim show hearing is going to change that. Expanded coverage over questions on if an ADAC site could be used as an ICE facility is on our website and mobile app. Coming up, it's peak summertime, and Alaska is known to celebrate in style. We'll bring you a recap of the downtown Anchorage Summer Solstice Festival as residents and tourists alike soaked up the midnight sun.
We do have some rain showers across South Central this week. Nothing widespread or organized, but we will see some cooler weather. I'll have more on that. But first, sunrise, 2:59 in Fairbanks, 5:14 in Bethel. Your full forecast is next.
Welcome back. Checking back in at Brooks Falls Katmai National Park. And look, no bears, but you can definitely see some salmon there jumping in the falls, Aaron.
We did see some the last hour, but as the summer continues to progress, we'll see more and more of those bears out at Katmai. But cooler weather is taking hold across the state. We're beginning to lose our ridge for a good portion of Alaska. Now, that ridge will still rain out towards parts of the slope where we will continue to hold on to some of those warmer conditions. But a good portion of the state we'll see cloudier weather as well as some showers spreading back in. This comes from that trough that we do have that has been with us across the Aleutians for most of last week. You can see some rain showers out towards southwest Alaska. We've got some decaying thunderstorms that are occurring as you head north of the Brooks Range this morning. So areas of the interior still holding on to some rain showers in the forecast. May still hear some thunder, see some lightning strikes, but this activity quickly dying down this morning as we have lost that heating from yesterday. But here's our trough that we're seeing building back in across the state or spreading eastward. This is driving in those cooler conditions, cloudier weather, and we will keep some rain showers around the next couple of days. Nothing widespread and nothing organized will stay in the forecast, but we will see at least some showers sticking around parts of South Central, which will bring some much needed wet weather to parts of the region, considering the dry conditions we've been seeing, as well as the dry fuel that we do have, not only here in South Central, but through the interior, which has certainly seen a rapid rise in that wildfire acreage increase. As far as those rain showers, you can see some scattered periodic showers sticking around throughout the day. Not much in the way of thunderstorm development to be expected. If we see any thunderstorms, it'll be across eastern parts of the interior as well as south-facing slopes of the Brooks Range. Now, with those storms, we could see them shift a bit further to the west into the evening, so we could still see some thunderstorm development for Fairbanks, but largely expecting most of that activity to stay across eastern parts of the interior. When it comes to the rain here across South Central, nothing significant. We'll see anywhere from about 1/10 of an inch to nearly 2/10 of an inch of rain expected today as well as tomorrow, with some locally heavier amounts, so just some passing showers will stay with us. We've also got some light showers out towards southern parts of the Panhandle. Those temperatures warming into the 60s today. And then here across South Central, we do have a daily shower staying with us. Mid to upper 50s from Kenai out towards Kodiak. Those temperatures will be about 10 to 15 degrees cooler this week compared to what we did see last week. So we've got a lot cooler weather taking hold. In fact, as we close out June, we'll likely see those highs staying in the low to mid 60s. The warmest weather we'll see across South Central will be into the Copper River Basin, where we will see those temperatures warming near 70 degrees. We do have some flood concerns as you head through parts of the Susitna Valley and then of the Matanuska River out towards Butte, also seeing some low-lying flooding areas as well as some poor drainage, which could lead to some flooding concerns. Those temperatures 50s and 60s into the valley today, while here in Anchorage, we'll warm to 58 98 degrees. Again, we'll see some passing showers, nothing organized. We'll keep with that chance for some showers through tomorrow. Tuesday and Wednesday may bring the best shot for some sunshine breaks. In fact, tomorrow may be partly sunny conditions. Largely expecting cooler weather, though. Highs in the low to mid 60s through the rest of this week.
All right. Thanks, Aaron. Well, now we're back on the downtrend, losing a bit of daylight each day since solstice over the weekend. And downtown Anchorage was the place to be for food, activities, and a healthy dose of celebration. Justin Matson recaps the annual Summer Solstice Festival.
The sun was out in full force for the annual Summer Solstice Festival, where everyone was welcome to bask in the sun and have some fun.
We've got 3 streets blocked off. We've got over 60 vendors. We've got 3 stages, multiple dance and musician performances.
Some folks were visiting on vacation and got to pop into one of the popular community events.
This is our 3rd time to Alaska. We love it. I think it's great to be able to see, see the small vendors, be able to interact with folks, just see normal people instead of just the inside of stores all the time.
Others came for the food.
We're basically heading to food because it's afternoon and it's time to eat something. So far everything looks like a lot of fun. And we're going to head back to some things.
Some, like Bryce, got lunch and enjoyed a show.
Well, obviously my cousin's about to play in the basketball game, so me and my parents wanted to come and support her.
Justin Matson, Alaska's news source.
Careful, Mom, moving.
A family of moose are now reunited thanks to the hard work of the Homer Public Works Department. Take a look at this video. You're seeing the combined efforts of a team of people to help a baby moose that had been trapped under the boardwalk at the Alaska Maritime National Wildlife Refuge in Homer. A man who helped save the moose says teamwork was key.
So once we got it up for underneath the boardwalk and kind of got it over the other little gap, it, obviously was making some noise, but then once it kind of saw Mom, it just kind of trotted over to Mom, and Mom gave it a lick and a little grunt.
He says the family of moose are a staple in the area, and he expects to see their reunited family around the park again in the future.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically and stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.